Welcome back. Now, what about if we went straight into the papers and check what's on the front page of our local dailies? There's nothing quite new here. What is trending? Return of the 400s. That's what's on the front page of the Daily Nation. It's all about the KCPE examination. The number of candidates scoring 400 marks and above almost doubled in 2021 compared to 2020's Kenya Certificate of Primary Education exam, and only the class of 2018 had more candidates scoring above 400 in 6 years, as private institutions emerged from the ashes of the last two national tests to dominate the list of top performers. That's what's on the front page, basically taking a bigger chunk of the front pages of this local daily here. We have got top performers also put there for you. We have got on second page also, still on the papers, improved KCP performers as top candidate scores 428. Now, in terms of figures, the number of pupils who scored 400 marks and above stand at 11,857. The figures continue down there. Top student eyes Alliance dreams of becoming engineer in robotics. Good one. All right, it continues there. As I said, it's actually consuming better part of the first pages of this local daily, the Daily Nation. Candidates who emerged top nationally in 2021 tests also listed down there for you. Giants regain glory in Ukambani. My director says that, yes, I don't know, but Ben Kamoti, I have not seen your primary school here from Ukambani. All right, sawa. 320 pupils. Officials caught cheating to know fate soon. That's according to the Education CS George Magoha. But he said that, well, all the students will get Form 1 placement despite all the anomalies that occurred there. Better results for 6 subjects in 2021 exam as well. There was a drop in mathematics, English, language, and religious education, according to Magoha. And he said that whoever will come in the next government must continue with the KBC. So the story continues there. And into politics briefly, which way for the BBI? Kenyans eagerly await Apex Court judgment. The circular is out and that jury will be delivered on Thursday. Now, the 7 points that the High Court the Supreme Court rather, will be looking at. One is the top court is expected to settle in whether a president can be sued in his personal capacity for anything done or not done while in office. Number 2, very quickly, the second question is whether the basic structure doctrine applies in the Kenyan Constitution. All right. The third one is the legality of President Uhuru Kenyatta's involvement in the proposed amendment. The fourth one is the issue of the judges who will rule on the constitutional right of the president as a citizen, including his right to equal treatment under the law. That's according to Article 27, freedom of expression, and Article 33, and freedom to make political choices, according to Article 38. The fifth issue that the judges will be looking at is the location of the 70 new constituencies proposed by the Building Bridges Initiative. That is the BBI in the fifth question rather. And the sixth question relates to public participation in the amendment bill and the quorum of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission at that particular time. And lastly, the last question is whether a referendum ballot paper involving multiple amendments should be containing multiple questions on a single question. Those are some of the issues, the 7 points that the judges will be looking at come Thursday. All right. On the front page of the Star, KCP 2020, there's nothing new here, but let me give it to Doreen first of all before I come to what's on the front page of the Star. Doreen.
Well, it's all about matters KCP with the results released yesterday by the Education Cabinet Secretary. But let me just pick a bit on what he said, and this is as he issued his own scorecard on his way out, obviously saying that as he's leaving office, he's doing that with his head held high from CBC success to clean national exams. That is what he said. Yes, remember that his regime has been largely on the implementation of the competency-based curriculum, what we call the skill-based kind of education system. And also, as we had mentioned earlier, candidates defy COVID to post improved outcomes as the number of those with 400 marks rose to over 3,000 candidates compared to the previous exams. And again, girls outperform boys when it came to languages, and obviously boys outperformed girls when it came to mathematics, sciences, as well as social studies. But also one of the concerns that perhaps came out is the issue of special needs candidates, whereby, as the ministry said, that they have really tried to do their best through concerted efforts when it comes to at least improving the grades of these candidates. But even at that, their grades still are dropping. So that is part of what came out there. And lastly, also, there are now plans, actually the plans are underway to open the new bus terminus, whereby these plans are at an advanced stage. I'm talking about the Green Park bus terminus, whereby 3 test drives were done on that particular terminus, supposed to accommodate vehicles coming from areas around Rungai, Langata, as well as some sections of Kenyatta. And remember, even as this is at its advanced stage, there's still plans to put up or construct new bus terminus. One is supposed to be at Wakulima Market, catering for vehicles coming from areas around Jogoo Road, as well as Fig Tree. But the whole question that always is on Kenyans' mind is that, are they ready to walk through this very long distances just to decongest the city? Great. Coverage of the Standard this morning is, somewhat similar with what we had with the other babies, talking about the aftermath of the KCP results, the top students and the schools having a splash there on the front page. We have Mackenzie there, looks like Mackenzie, Kwasha.
So, apologies for that. It seems, I was whispering in mute, yeah? Now we're talking about what we have on the various dailies, and this particular daily here is talking about the KCP results that were announced yesterday with the winners, various winners. They're taking center stage. Well, I can say it's a shift from what we have been seeing over the last few months there, where matters of, politics have taken center stage. But for once, we're talking about, joy and surprise as private schools bounce back. We have girls here, boys here who are optimistic about the future, having done the KCP examinations. We have Bruce Mackenzie here, who is seen celebrating with relatives at their home in Rangau, Ongata, Rongai there. He is Kenya 1. And when he was asked about, what he thought about his performance, he said, well, I knew I would do well. However, I never banked on being Kenya 1. Congratulations to each and every student who sat their KCP examination. Remember, as a parent and a guardian, your role is to support the students also psychologically. Some of them may not have attained what they had been used to, all those exam jitters and many other, challenges during this particular examination period. However, that is not a determinant as to what their life and who they will or what they will achieve in their future. Also interesting enough, and I'm sure this is a story that we're going to delve into and ask for your feedback, especially on Thursday when we talk about matters entertainment. There is the Oscars. Now, this is a story that has found itself on the front page of this particular daily under the World segment, where Will Smith smacks Chris Rock, then wins the Oscars. I know so much has been said. Others have come out in defense of Will Smith there, while others have said, you know, whatever form of violence should not be allowed at the Oscars. Information coming through on social media platforms and international media is that even the Oscars now, organizers were highly considering leaving out Will Smith from the Oscars following that particular incident. However, Chris Rock has been silent, even as the world has been trying, rather than having conversations around what took place on stage. So those are just some of the stories that have taken center stage of the front page in this particular daily. We continue wishing all the students who are sitting both their KCSE examinations that is still underway and those that completed the KCP and have their results, all the best of luck. Now, before we cross over to matters politics, allow me now to look at matters business. Remember that next week we're going to have Treasury presenting its 3.3 proposed budget for the financial year 2022-2023. Questions have been abounded. How will we be able to actually finance this? Looking at the issue of debt, a debt to GDP ratio, and the repayment timelines. And also, you know, how does Treasury plan to actually fund this? And now, talking about also business, the KTDA bonuses are out. So on human interest, and I'd want to engage Victor on this, whenever we have the KTDA bonuses, it is said that some people disappear until the bonuses money is spent. What is your take in regard to that matter?
All right, so let's take a look also on what's on the front page of the Star newspaper here. KCPE 2021 private schools bounce back. Only 3 of the top 14 students came from public institutions as academies dominate. That's what's here on the front page. There's a story of a boy from Mombasa who had a fighting spirit but managed to push it to the top. Straight on to some politics. Raila, route battle for Western, 2.2 million votes. They have been camping there. Raila has been there since last Friday. ODM, that's ODM boss, and ANC Musalia Mudavadi as well as Moses Wetangula of Ford Kenya are also in the western side of Kenya battling for the heart of 2.2 million votes there. Now, there's that sad story of one gentleman who slipped into a boiler at a steel plant in Thika. Now, the family said that the only thing they found was ash and tooth-like pieces, because the liquid there is super hot. That's meant to melt the steel. So you can imagine the interns. The family are still grappling with that loss. Okay, very quickly, private schools bounce back in 2021 KCPE examination. That's also listed there for you. Public primary schools have been doing well, but this time around, there is that shocker again. Fighting spirit pushed Mombasa student to list of top performers. We have got Joshua Safari, was in and out of hospital most of the time, but still excelled in KCPE examination. That is spirit of a fighter. Leading KCPE boy was Bukwam. That's according to Gilgil Hills director. Beth Kanyi says that Bruce Magata was always studying and they always forced him to go out and play. I don't know whether some of us, yeah, okay. Regina, how are you? What about Doreen? Were you being forced to go and study? Because this boy was being forced to go and play.
Well, Doreen, were you?
During your time?
So I think mine was opposite. He was being forced to go and play. I was being forced to go and study. But we are here. That's why we keep saying all the time, just take the results that you got. That's
the reverse of life.
And that is life.
Yeah, that is life.
That is life.
Kuzwa.
Waenda usome. Yana waenda ucheze.
Yeah, okay. On that note, let's take some break. Too much work. Let's play, all right? We'll be right back with more.